Ain't bad.
For sure. Okay, we round this to
Wasn't a light bulb.
No, not at all. I'm just going to sit back and watch. It's entertaining. It's like court. I've been at recording sometimes and watch the people come to court. It's very entertaining. Especially the judge.
Jenny?
I'm easily entertained. But
Say,
No, that's the end of August.
Please rise for pledge of allegiance. Roll call. Alderman Arnold. Here. Meekes. Here. Shackelford.
Here.
Marcus.
Here.
Jeffers.
Here.
Walters.
Here.
Rick Reynolds.
Here.
Approval of the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Walters, seconded by Alderman Rick Arnold to approve the agenda as is. Roll call. Alderman Rick Arnold.
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Jeffers.
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Shackelford.
Yes.
Meekes.
Yes.
Cindy Arnold. Yes. Citizens' comments. We have Mrs. Kennan on the 2017 budget.
You have in tonight's proposed ordinance number 1419 for adopting the budget, you have in there that you held public workshops, and you have listed the dates at which those workshops were held. In your mind, yes, you had public workshops because the public was allowed to come to the workshops. In my mind, they were not public workshops because the public didn't get to make any comments or ask any questions until tonight. And even if we asked any questions, you're not going to answer. So to say you had public workshops, I think is a little stretch of the imagination there. I'm curious about, this hasn't been mentioned for some time. I believe we had a lawsuit at one time from C1 Water. The 17 budget doesn't reflect any legal fees or expenses that might possibly be incurred from a judgment from loss of water and sewer income. I would think you might want to protect your water and sewer income in case the judgment goes against the city and you lose all of those customers. So anyway, there's nothing in here that speaks about the dispatch agreement with Herbie. I'm assuming that didn't get worked out yet. So, leaving stuff out of a budget, that's not a budget, so, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Retirement acknowledgement. I'll let you take over the show.
Stand that off. So everybody in the room knows Corporal Zeller. If I could have all the people in the officers come inside the room, please. Corporal Zeller announced his retirement early this year. December 31st, I believe, was his last day after 20 years of dedicated service to the city. I've been here working with him for almost 17 years now, and I'm one that needs to see him go. I've learned a lot from Corporal Zeller. If I had a dollar for every time he said, yes, sir, whatever you need, on duty and off duty, I could fund his retirement. So, Ed, I want you to know that you're going to be missed for about a day, because we all know you're going to be hanging around for the day of your retirement. We are going to miss you on the road. You're a very valuable piece of the police department. We stood behind you for all our time here, and we'll continue to stand behind you in your retirement. I want to present this plaque to you from the city and the police department employees.
We can start out together and get it together. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm still available. There you go. South of you there. On this side. You don't get all of them.
Congratulations. We're gonna miss you, but we know you'll be around.
I appreciate the city. Let me have the opportunity to serve. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Ordinance number 1419, 2017 budget. We are on first and second reading this evening. Any questions or comments? Or we go on to the first reading?
Just a couple comments about a couple questions on the police. The 34,000, is that previously, is that the previously lease that we had?
There was, there was debt service lease agreement. That doesn't include the present
that's
one
the
and
old-
any future one. That's future ones too.
Okay. And the 57, that's for 3 cars?
Yes.
That are the variety of, from the state highway, 50,000 or less?
Yes, sir.
And the other 21 are for the stuff that has to go on them. Is there, the other 21,000, is that for the equipment, for just those cars, or is that for all the cars?
That's the equivalent for just the 3 vehicles. The vehicles are $12,000 a piece. The remaining balance is for warranties and the emergency equipment.
Last meeting, there was, I went back and read the legal where they were buying 20 cars, 16 police cars for $220,000. That comes to, I think, $12,000. How can they do it?
Probably the same way we are.
And those are new cars, right?
No, they're not going to be brand new cars. There's probably something you're not interpreting correct. I don't know what it is. I don't know what agency you're speaking of either, so it's hard for me to kind of comment.
Jefferson County, I'm sorry.
The sheriff's office?
Police.
Yeah, they may be buying civilian cars, which could be small four-cylinder Dodge or Chevy Impalas for like the building inspectors or the health inspectors. They're not necessarily patrol cars.
Well, in the article, it said 16 police cars and 4 other ones, I believe, you know. So I just did not know whether or not there was a volume discount that they were getting, or we did, or.
I mean, it very well could be. I just don't, I'm sorry.
No, something we have to check with them.
Yeah, I can contact Sheriff Marshak and ask him what, where he's getting that from, but $12,000 a car, we're not going to ever be able to buy enough vehicles to get a bulk price, so $12,000 is about as cheap as we're going to be able to get. Yeah, we could buy 20. I mean, if you guys approve it, I'll put it up.
Anybody else?
I noticed that we moved it into capital, the new one moved into capital.
Which one are you talking about? Which department?
Police department,
Okay.
I'm sorry, police department, capital improvement. I noticed it was moved into the capital instead of out of the regular budget. Don't we incur more fees, the interest on the loan? If we could pay it off, as we get cars as we need them, we wouldn't have to pay the interest on them. We're still paying for some cars, $34,000, and with not making long-term, with the budget, everything that we've had is, the long-term is what killed us, okay? Not this year or whatever, but that would be, we'd add that up, what is that? 90,000 in the car payments. And it's, I just would like to go, keep it, is it possible to move it out of capital improvement and reduce the interest and pay it out of the general fund as we go? That was just my consideration on that.
I understand. I don't know where you're getting $90,000 for car payments though.
Well, what I did was add up to 57 and 40 and the 34.
For the current this year?
For the current lease.
Yeah, they're both in the current year.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Because I think we need the payment, of the other ones, I guess we need to pay the purchase. We're just trying to get, if that's all possible. Okay. Now we're back to the water and sewer. I want to thank Vicki for helping me figure out a lot of these things and spending time with me, and Sean for spending time with me as to the legality of it. My question is right now is the long term. What did we get? Last year we took 348,000. This is in 216. $348,000 out of sewer and water, and 225 went to the general fund, and 123 went to NIT out of the sewer and water. That left, and then you take the payments that were there, we really had $80,000 left over that went into the general revenue, so I'm assuming that was still, the 80,000 is included in the 17 budget, is what I'm getting at. So we got 80,000. I don't see how we can keep making this payment after sewer and water were only, this year it's about 111,000, and I'm assuming that will keep coming out of sewer and water. But then I don't know how in the heck we can get the 152, is it this year? 152, that the general revenue is going to pay. And that is a misgiving to me, still. And I just don't want, long term, I don't know, I'm fearful that we took care of this year, but we're not taking care of 18 because we don't have any way of getting more money from sewer and water into it. We've taken back all the ones we can take back. And I see in 2018 that, we'll have a lot of, we'll have to make up that 152 someplace. And I don't know where that's going to come from. Because the general revenue is not, maybe it'll increase. I mean, hopefully it'll increase, but I have some misgivings about that anyway.
The 152 is actually what the budget was a shortfall on. However, we made adjustments to the budget, so now you're actually at a positive of 1802. So 152,000 is correct.
Wasn't that?
No, that was in 16, okay, but this year, to make up the shortfall in this budget.
We did that, Mr. Decker, is that
No,
where we?
we did not. Okay, let me tell you. On the budget, this year we're taking, okay, general revenue transferred in ed, 217. Transferred out of debt, 152,217. So that's this year. So we are talking about 17 now. That and 80,000 of that I'm assuming is partly, or could be part of the 80,000 that we have overage withdrawn from water and sewer. Okay, last year. Okay, but it not spent on this last year, so there was 80,000. So that 80,000 could be in here. I mean, it's in general revenue, so we don't know, but I'm assuming that 80,000 could be used for that. So that helps how we get to 152. And then the general revenue will have to, I'm worried about that 152 in 18, okay? I don't know where it's going to come from because it'll have to come out of general revenue, but we're out of general revenue with the other one. And I know Mr. Dickey has did a lot of cutting on it, and it, really worked to get the budget. I still, and I have, my last thing is that Sean has taken time and expressed to me about the legality of the withdrawals, and I would love to see that in writing because as a legal thing, Pevely has made some mistakes with legality before. And I would love to see that statement that says that we don't have to pay it back and it was legal to take the other funds in writing so I can show my constituents. I know, you've told me and I believe you, okay? But I still think that the citizens deserve to know that the city and water will not be reimbursed. Will not be reimbursed in this was there. So that's just my statement. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so
I
on
have a
to,
question.
yes.
A comment, I guess I was thinking this. He keeps talking about the 152,000 in 2018. With those lots now, what will that do to we won't have to come up with much money, right?
Mr. Jeffers, first of all, if you come by the office, I'll gladly talk to you.
Oh, no, you have.
Yeah, so come on by, we'll have a chat. With the sale of the lots, the intent is, the proper way to do it is the proceeds from the sale of the lots will redeem bonds, but they redeem the 2024 bonds. Those are called the term bonds. That's a large amount of money due in 2024, like $900,000. Those are the bonds we redeem first. And then as we go on, we redeem backwards, so to speak. That does a couple of things. First of all, it's going to take the number of lots that we're going to be responsible for the NID payments and reduce the number of lots. That's the first thing it's going to do. Second thing it will do is reduce the term of the bond life. So from, it won't be 2024 anymore, theoretically maybe 2020 they're paid off. The other part of that is, I would hope this board would price these lots at a fair market value that creates a revenue reserve to offset the 2018 transfer out. So it won't come out of general revenue anymore. It'll come out of the new reserve that will be built on the sale of the lots.
Okay. Kelly, you said that the sale of the lots have to go at the back end of the bonds.
That is the correct way to do it because they're called term bonds. And that, right now our payments, I'm going to throw numbers out here. These aren't accurate numbers, but right now I think our bond payment in March is $300,000 plus interest. Then there's another interest in September, so $503,000 or $505,000. Now, in 2024, our total debt obligation is $900,000, a lots of dollars. That's the reason we want to get that one paid.
Right.
And then, like I say, it works backwards and short things, and all those things we talk about really is the approach we need to take.
But then, where was the money coming from the sale of the lots in 2018? You said that it would reduce 2018. I thought we already spent, well, we're taking in 2018, put them on 24, you know, because that,
Let's get back on the, you two get together, get in with him so he can explain to you the future and how the payments would actually work. Let's kind of get back to the budget here, though. We're kind
well,
of
the
off track
budget,
here.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else, questions or comments? Okay. So ordinance 1419, 2017, I'll entertain a motion to put it on its first reading by caption only.
So,
Motion by Alderman Walters, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Alderman Rick Arnold, roll call please.
Alderman Wendy Arnold.
Yes.
Minkus.
Yes.
Shackelford.
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Jeffers.
No.
Walters.
Yes.
Rick Arnold.
Yes.
So moved. Bill number 1419, an ordinance approving and adopting the budget for operations for fiscal year 2017 for the city of Pevely, Missouri as made and provided for in section 667.010, excuse me, internal sequence RSMO 2000. Do you have
Make a motion to accept it as read on its first reading.
A motion by Alderman Walters to accept as read on its first reading by caption only, seconded by Alderman Minkus. Roll call please.
Alderman Rick Arnold.
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Jeffers.
No.
Marcus.
Yes.
Shackelford.
Yes.
Minkus.
Yes.
Wendy Arnold. Yes.
So moved. All right, motion at this time, and I'll accept the motion at this time, put it on its second and final reading by caption only.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Minkus,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Marcus. Roll call please.
Alderman Wendy Arnold.
Yes.
Minkus.
Yes.
Shackelford.
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Jeffers.
No.
Walters.
Yes.
Rick Arnold.
Yes.
So moved. Bill number 1419, an ordinance approving and adopting the budget for operations for fiscal year 2017 for the city of Pevely, Missouri as made and provided for the section 67.010 internal sequence RSMO 2000.
I'll make a motion to accept as read on its final reading.
Motion by Alderman Walters to accept or approve on its final reading by caption only. Second.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Marcus. Roll call.
Alderman Rick Arnold.
Yes.
Walters.
Yes.
Jeffers.
No.
Marcus.
Yes.
Shackelford.
Yes.
Minkus.
Yes.
Wendy Arnold. Yes.
So moved. Thank you. All right, Alderman Shackelford, sewer line camera inspections.
Yes, and this was brought up in contact by Mangus, Rock Creek, and several other communities have adopted a lateral sewer inspection ordinance. Where usually at the sale or changing ownership of residents of the building, we inspect it, and if there's any things that has to be corrected before the sale goes through, there'll be a charge for it. Usually if a building's, been sold or transferred within 5 years, we wouldn't do it again. What planning and zoning wants to know is, do we want to move forward on our own ordinance?
Questions, comments?
Well, first of all, is we don't have a camera at this time, right?
No, we do not.
So are we going to purchase one? Is it in this year's budget? Are we going to rent one? How would we handle that?
It could be vended out as another option.
You're correct, we've got options. First of all, you can't rent these cameras. They're very expensive equipment, and people don't run them out just anybody wants to use them. So you have to purchase it, or you contract out the service of the camera inspection to an outside vendor.
So do we have a line item for this in our 2017 budget?
No, there would have to be that would come out of combination water and sewer funds, but you'd have to do a budget amendment at that time.
If it was vended, it would be up to the homeowner, seller.
So basically, we would just require them to show a certificate.
I mean, we could do that with the ordinance, yes. What we're asking right now, do we want to proceed into looking into this?
The only thing I was going to ask Dickie is if we would do it and we would get a camera, could it be used for other things besides that?
Well, once you have the camera, we can use it for city purposes also, in addition to the lateral sewer inspection program. Yes, we would have a use for it, but we'd use more on the lateral inspection side of the equation, but we would have a use for it.
Go ahead, Mr. Jeffers.
The fees that are in here, are they sufficient enough to get cameras to do it? Or-
No.
Mr. Brown just said you can't rent them, so
Well, okay.
renting's not an option. What does
You
something
contract
like?
them out.
This is
So the
rock-
fees aren't
this-
enough to do it, so we will be, someplace we'll be spending money, the city will be spending money. It's not,
I did some calculations before I came into the meeting this afternoon or this evening, and this program is not going to be a moneymaker. By any stretch of imagination, it's not going to be a moneymaker. And I'm just throwing these out there. These are just scribble stick calculations here. That if you had an employee that was working 1/3 of their time, 33% of their time doing camera inspections, camera equipment's roughly $40,000, roughly. They would have to do 8 inspections a month, even to recover your cost in a 5-year period. But that's not the reason you do it. That's the direct cost I can calculate. I cannot calculate the energy savings, the wear and tear on equipment, the chemical costs, those type of things from the treatment of rainwater in our treatment plant.
Do we know what kind of cost this runs to a potential resident? I mean,
Russ would know, he has an ordinance, don't you?
Was about 100
Yeah. Rock Creek's doing it. But with Rock Creek, they bought the camera. That money is basically just to maintain that camera. It's not to make money for the city. If it was vended out, I believe they're usually more like $300 per inspection.
I would think when the city's a little bit more financially sound, we may want to buy a camera and then pursue that. If there's not that big of a need right now.
Rick, what about
One of the
just,
things is, we do have a grant right now to kind of study some of the infiltration of groundwater into our sewer systems. If that study shows there's a lot, it might be cost effective to do this. But if it isn't, yeah, maybe we should wait.
what about getting 2 or 3 different companies to give us a bid? I mean, I gotta go by personal experience. You know, I had done a house I bought in Ivy Festus, and they used Rock Creek. And you get a sewer repair, you're talking anywhere to $3,000 to $5,000 or more. And to me, it's well worth $300. at closing to have that done. I think it's just something to protect the citizens of Pevely along with the city itself. Before we throw this to the wayside, I would like to go out and we get some bids on what it would cost, you know, to do this. But I'll tell you what, you know, you buy a house and you don't know your sewer's bad, you gotta come up with another $4,000 or $5,000. You won't be a real heavy camper.
So are you guys, as far as the P and Z, wanting permission from the board to go forward with finding out some bids?
Yeah, we were just wondering where the board wanted us to go with this.
Informational?
Yeah, I'd like to know what it would cost to have individual, we don't have $40,000, I know that, but at least give us an idea, come back with an idea of what it would cost.
Several
to-
different companies.
Yeah, different companies would charge to do that camper van.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion to allow the P and Z board members in its entirety to go forward with bids and informational.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Minkus, do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Marcus. Roll call, please.
Alderman Rick Arnold,
No.
Walters,
No.
Jeffers,
Yes.
Marcus,
Yes.
Shackelford,
Yes.
Minkus,
Yes.
Wendy Arnold.
No.
Okay, motion passed. That was just so to get bids and information packets to bring back to the board. Okay. All right, Alderman Jeffers.
Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I had to vote against the thing, but I just don't think, we couldn't, when I asked for a reduction in fees for water and sewer, the board said, there's no way, we can't afford it, we need all this money for that. Then, when we had debts to pay, the board said, let's take it out of sewer and water. And that's never been, I mean, you know, we had to pay the bill, I know that. But it just doesn't seem like, legally to me, I don't, you know, Sean has assured me that it is legal, but I'd sure like to see it in writing. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Marcus.
Dickie, where are we out on the streets? Hunter's Glen, Vineyards, and Southern Heights, taking them over. Have we gone out and looked at how many houses are in there, anything? Have we done that? Or?
I guess I forgot, I didn't realize I was going to task with science and to count the number of structures in those subdivisions. I'll do that. I'll get with Jesse and a task him to send somebody out and identify the percentage built or occupied.
Because I thought that's what we talked about last time, and then we're going to talk about and try and get that worked out and everything else, because I'd like to get it moved forward pretty fast.
Next look.
I'll have those numbers before the next meeting.
Thanks.
All right. That it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Alderman Walters.
No.
Alderman Shackelford.
Yes, I think the next meeting we will have the Sioux Falls annexation at the board.
Yes.
And the other ordinances we've been discussing at P and Z was the one with the cars in the backyard. I'd like to have that brought up next meeting for the board to consider going forward on that.
Okay.
That. Where are we on the UE lights on Main Street?
They've all been marked, and Emory has been notified. So now it's,
Up to them?
whenever they get to them, I guess.
They're not the fastest people in the world. That's all I have.
Okay. Alderman Minkus. Alderman Rick Arnold.
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Wendy Arnold.
Nothing at this time.
Captain Dupre.
I just wish everybody a happy new year, and I hope that you guys make the best of it. Anybody with resolutions, we'll stick to them.
Mr. Brown. Nothing? And I, again, just hope we get off to a good start for the new year. We got the budget passed, so let's move forward on some good positive things for the new year. Also, again, Mr. Zeller left already, but I just wish him the best in his retirement. That's it. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Alderman Minkus, Alderman Walters, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Have a good evening.
Sure.
Well, I can't identify, that's great. Well, they weren't big items, they were individual line items, like slide. But that was already. They were being also, previously, the city had some of their out-of-pocket little stuff, with their line item, we just cut little stuff. But there wasn't any big cats, it's just little stuff that we saw we can show.
How you doing, Terry? I'm doing good. How about you?
Real good.
Good Christmas? Oh, yeah. Christmas and New Year's pretty calm around my house. I didn't see Jen. I hadn't seen Jen. I have New Year's